I'm the superintendent, and that means I work for the school district. I work for you. I also work for your parents. And as your teacher points out, I'm the superintendent of schools for Harlingen School District. My job is to make sure that your teachers have what they need, that your parents send your child or their children to schools that they feel safe, that they feel like they're getting a great education, and is preparing them for a career. So being here for Career Day is great. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I do and what's required for my job and how I got to where I'm at. And I did well in school, thank goodness, but I had good teachers. And when you have good teachers, good things happen. So I learned that it was important, and the more I learned, I loved that. By the way, learning Spanish, how I learned English, I learned to love to read. To this day, I love to read. Raise your hand if you love to read. Raise your hand if you love to read. Oh, standing. If you don't, that's okay. You can learn to love to read. Because here's the deal. The leaders or readers. Leaders are readers. In other words, to lead, for me, I lead an entire school district, 28 students, or 28 campuses, 18,400 students, 2,500 staff. 4 years of college is called your bachelor's degree. 2 years of college is called your associate's degree. So you can go 2 years, 4 years. Your master's degree is 6 years. I received my master's, and I was coaching. Then I became an assistant principal. Then I became a principal with my master's. So you see, the more college you take, the more the opportunities and the doors open. Does that make sense? See, here in Harlingen, you can go to TSTC. Every single one of you can go to college and get at least 2 years of your college and then go for your next 2 years somewhere else. Some of you may say, I just want to go to TSTC and get the 2 years associates and start working. You can do that. My point is that make sure you go to college. Every single one of you, make sure you go to college. You're all going to graduate from high school. But the important thing is go further. Because in this country, see that flag right there? Don't take it for granted. That's the very best country in the world. And I'm not saying that because we're saying USA, USA. I'm telling you because it is. Because it doesn't matter where you're born. And what I didn't tell you, I was so poor. I had 8 brothers. With our family, there were 6 brothers and sisters, and my mom and dad, and we lived in a 2-bedroom house. And in a bad thunderstorm when I was 4 years old, the roof fell in on me and my brother. And as my dad picked us up, he said he picked us up in all that rubble, and he picked us up, right, and we were crying, my brother and I, and he says to us, hey, in this country, pueden ser que ustedes quieren ser. You can do what you want to do, and don't ever let the roof fall on your teeth. And I thought, what? That's too much information. But I remembered that. And you know, if I were to show you my house where I live now, I'd be a little bit embarrassed. You know why? Because it's 2-story, not 2-bedroom. It's got 2 acres. It's got a bird sanctuary. It's a beautiful home. But you know what? Because of the greatest country in the world and going to school, regardless of where you come from, you can make that dream happen. So if you want to be a vet, put that on your wall. Put it in your mirror so every time you brush your hair, it says, I'm going to be a vet. You know why that's important? Because when you see that, you'll believe it even more. Because if I can get 1, how many can you get?
2.
There you go. And the more you learn, the more you
Earn.
the more you can earn, right? So that's good. That's good. And I said that leaders are readers. So see, you guys are doing a great job. Leaders are what?
Readers.
The more you learn, you can
Earn.
Let me make sure I say something too. It's really not about money that I do my job. It's because I want to make sure, Alyssa, that you have the best opportunity to graduate. I want the best opportunity for you to be accepted to Texas A&M University. I want the best opportunity that once you're accepted, you are successful there. So you see how that makes sense? That's my job. And so if I got paid less, it's still that important, so I love my job.